Hi guys, it's Weedit, and I'm doing one more of my leather flowers, and I could have put all of this in one video, but that would have been a really long video, and I thought maybe you'd like to pick and choose which flowers you wanted to see, or if you wanted to watch all of them. At least breaking it down like this, you can watch them at different times, or all at the same time. But it gives you the decision. You're in control. So, again, I'm trying to squeeze out as much as I can from this gray piece of scrap leather that I pulled out of my husband's scrap pile. He's very good. He doesn't throw stuff away if he thinks I can do anything with it, or if he thinks he might be able to make something with it. So, and again, I'll have two. It's going to be a 3-layer flower. I'll have the bottom two bases made out of this gray. I'll have the top one made out of an ivory color, which I need to lay out. And this time I did think I would go with using that amethyst gel. Or maybe I would do some wax rub-ons. I don't really know. I haven't decided. I just know that I really like these flowers. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do with them. I do not know. But they are pretty. And I should do something with them. So, here we go. And a lot of times I find that it helps if I have an idea like, okay, let's make some flowers out of leather, or vinyl, or felt, or whatever you're doing. And you have those laying around, and suddenly you'll have an inspiration on, oh yeah, that would be really cool to use it that way. Or, oh, this needs something else. Those flowers would be awesome. So I go ahead and I make embellishments even if I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with them. Just having those choices, having some homemade embellishments around tend to spark the imagination. And right now my brain is working on overtime trying to think about what it is I want to do with these flowers. Aside from keep making them, apparently. Sort of in flower mode. I guess maybe spring, I don't know, the weather, something, but everything I'm doing is flower mode lately. I've got some irises that I planted a couple of years ago. Of course, they didn't bloom last year, but oh my gosh, they are blooming this year and they are just gorgeous. Okay, come on. There we go. And then this last one. Can't tell if that's bugs hitting the window or trying to rain. Okay. Now, these are cut out. And I need to decide what I want to use. I could use some of these. And this has got a beautiful blue that it doesn't look like I've ever used. And these are just metallic rub-ons. They're inexpensive. They're an inexpensive alternative to Rub and Buff, though I will say this, I don't think there's a good substitute for Rub and Buff. That stuff is awesome. But let's do this. And you know, I like that. Let me see, I don't know there if you can see the light. That's part of the leather. The leather's really fuzzy right here. So, oh, and I just got leather in the, okay. I am happy with that. That gives it a pretty blue on top of this gray. And that's a good look. Of course, with this stuff, the more you put on, the more saturated it gets, and it gets really saturated fast, so I don't really want to put too much on. And then you can come back later usually and once it's dried, kind of buff it up a little bit, and it will increase the luster, so you can get more. You don't have to keep it on, you don't have to keep adding more product to get the luster. And that squeaking is annoying. It's just in a cheap plastic holder, and that's kind of annoying. But it is doing a great job. And I don't remember how much these little wax things are, but they're a fraction of the price that Rub and Buff is. So for little projects like this, something where you don't need the expensive stuff, it's great. Now if I were doing a picture frame or a fine art piece or something, then I would definitely be using Rub and Buff. But for my little flowers, this is good. Now I'm thinking about, sure, why not? Going with this silver lightly. Ooh. That highlights the texture really well. Okay, no more. Now, even though this is ivory, I think I'm going to put some of the silver on it. I'm so sorry for that squeaking. Hold it there. I tried. Okay. Now, let's put a little blue, just a little, maybe on the tips, kind of blend it in. I'm trying. Okay, now it's got just slightly blue tips, and I'm going to kind of blend that just a little bit more even. Alright, closing that up, put that squeaky thing away. Too squeaky. Alright, now I think I want to see if I can rub these just a little bit. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to buff it up or not. Doesn't look like it. But I am removing excess, so that's okay. This needs to be a little bit dry to do that buffing. Okay. Not gunmetal. I just don't, I think it's that I don't like that bright silver with these flowers. I have a feeling that's what I'm fighting. So I'm going into this blue, and I'm going to rub it in to kind of dull it down a little bit. And then I am going to put some of the silver in. Oh, wow. Put a little bit of the silver in that. Okay, I'll blend them together and let that go. So I've got a nice kind of swirly blended color there. And I'm using these different mediums just to show you, please use whatever you have. It doesn't matter. You can make so many pretty things with what you have on hand. You don't have to have something special. There. Let's see. I want the darker one on the bottom, and even though that means the two lighter ones not so distinctly different are together, it's okay. And this hasn't dried yet, so I'm going to carefully, well, let me do that. Okay. And there is leather flower number 3. Thank you guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. Have a great whatever. Bye.